Their worldview is the closest. Most other people don't have any idea of what's coming, okay? But Bitcoin maximalists are maybe the only people on earth who are prepared for the potential sovereign default of the US dollar and the rise of Bitcoin and the concept of hyper-Bitcoinization, where the reserve currency switches over to BTC and all fiat around the world like basically collapses relative to the hardest money around, right? And basically what the US has done, what the Fed has done is it's caused the fiat crisis. It's not really just a banking crisis, it's a fiat crisis, because the crisis of having everything centralized in one place and them all screwing it up in the same way at the same time and lying to everybody with uncheckable things. Every single thing that the most intense Bitcoin maximalists would say, for example, I posted that meme of, you could sell your Bitcoin for millions someday. He's like, Neo, when you're ready, you won't have to, right? Because like selling for $1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars, right? So hyper-Bitcoinization, which is the simultaneous rise of Bitcoin and transition to reserve currency and the crash of other fiats against it, is going to be a huge mess. Because I think it's going to come much faster than people think. Because with all this printed money, we've got about 3 months before this CBDC gets out there, where you're still a free man, and you might be able to wire it out, and you might be able to turn some of it into BTC and hold that locally. And that is basically the way, that is a way that we might preserve some degree of freedom on the other side of this.
And there you have it from BALAJI. He's saying the Fed caused the fiat crisis. People thought this would take years. Nope. It's happening now. The U.S. is about to print over 18 trillion, not billion, trillion. Time's up. Fed now. CBDC is coming. Get Bitcoin. Own it. Self-custody it. This is not a drill. So we've been telling you this. The Bitcoin bros have been saying this. Bitcoin will go to millions of dollars, but when that happens, you won't have to sell it because you'll be able to use it for Tinder, wherever you're at, assuming your government accepts it, assuming whatever you're trying to buy, the seller accepts it, which most people at that point will, because Bitcoin will then be sovereign wealth. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video, getting straight into it, taking a look at the Bitcoin price chart. The current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in around 26.4K. This is on the weekly chart. Let's get into it. I know this is very messy, but we'll explain what's going on here. So, zooming out on the charts, we see that this is the top when we went to 65, then 69,000, and now this is the depths of the bear market. We've sort of been stair-stepping our way up out the depths. The EMAs, you see the 20 EMA is curling up, and then once this comes back up is when the bull run commences. Now, looking at this RSI below is what we want to show you, because this 53 level is very, very important. Every single time, if we look back in the charts, this acted as a major either resistance or support. So coming out the depths of the bear market back in 2013, 2014, we can see this 53 level acted as a very important point as well. When we topped out in December 2013, we went into the bear market. We fell below this level. And then once we got back above this level and retested and held for support, what did the Bitcoin price action do? That's right here, January of 16. So if we look from January of 16 forward, we see January of 16 is here. We just went up and to the right, up to that $20,000 peak for Bitcoin. So that's what happened there. Then we had another bear market. And then we came back up. We fell through, we didn't hold. You have to pay attention to this 53 level. When you fall through, hit your head, and get rejected, that's when the price action fell. This is because of the pandemic here in March of 2020. But then once we got back above it, retested, and then had a bounce up, what did the price action do? So once we see that retest level, which is around here, what did the price do? The price just went up and to the right. Well, look where we are right now. We fell through 2022. Came back up, retested once, twice, bounce up, retest again. We can keep bouncing off of this until the next halving, but Bitcoin right now is just starting to make that trend up and to the right. So the trend has broken, and right now you see we're just coming back to retest it once, twice, bounce, retest again. We could come back up, retest again, and we could just stair step our way up, making this uptrend. You see this uptrend for the next halving runs all the way up to 55,000. Is Bitcoin going to hold this, or are we going to have some type of micro fake out and then come back up to the upside before we have that blow off top going into late 2024 or early 2025? You be the judge. Right now, still accumulation zone, still a big opportunity to stack sats. Another update from Jesse Olson. Will Bitcoin have another bull run by the end of 2025? More indicators showing that it looks like that could be the case. Every single time we see this indicator turning from red to green, up and to the right. Every single time, up to the right. Had the fake out with the pandemic dump, but it continued. And right now, up and to the right. Note every time this green line actually starts to take off, the yellow line starts to move to the upside every single time. So if this goes to the upside, how high could Bitcoin really go? $200,000-$300,000 is definitely in the cards. Another update from Tony the Bull. If you had a time machine to buy Bitcoin when the 1 monthly Fisher transform crossed above the threshold, would you do it? Every single time, it's a buy, blast off. Every single time it crosses, a buy, blast off. Every single time, blast off. So here's your time machine right here. Look what just happened. Buy. How high are we going to go? Are we going to blast off to 1, 2, 3, 4, 500,000? Bitcoin over the next 2 years is going to be extremely bullish. Strap your seatbelts. And look at here, the rational root. He's been plotting this for some time now, showing you this time and time again. News events might make you feel like this is going nowhere. Don't get distracted. Focus on the bigger picture. As you see, this is the psychology of a market sheet. This is the hodler's cheat sheet. You can see roughly when the bottoms have been. Right now, this bottom was already in. And when the halvings occur, the halvings are all around the same area. The peaks, coincidentally, are around the same area. So just keep all of this in mind. How high are we going to go? You see that this circle continues to get further and further away from the center, meaning Bitcoin's price definitely appreciates and increases. Another update from Small Bull XBT. If you don't believe me or get it, I don't have time to try to convince you. This is what you see here. We've showed this in charts before. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and then Bitcoin's off to the races. Over $200,000. How many more times do you have to see it? You see that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it might not go this parabolic because we think we have to go past the 2024 halving, and these cycles may be lengthening a bit, so it's not going to be this vertical. Although you want to be prepared if it is, because no one knows when that next peak is coming in. Either way you cut the cloth, it's looking like between 160, 200, call it a $180,000 Bitcoin. And we'll leave you with this. Bitcoin's cup and handle formation, you see we came and bottomed out, and now we're just formatting that handle and just sort of trading sideways. But the technical target for this is up to $53,000. Are you prepared? And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.